Any volunteer to light a candle? Yes. We have two more. We have one more candle. Sit down. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's do our chanting. Before we start the meditation, please turn to page 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. The three refuges. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Dutiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami, Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Next page, 5 precepts. Panatipata Vedamani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami, Adinādāna Vedamani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami, Kāmesu Miccācārā Vedamani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami, Musāvādā Vedamani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami, Suramere Majje Pamadantana Vedamani Sikkhavadam Samadhiyami. Let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by expectation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that love can save suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and live a peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and mindfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Itipiso bhagava areham samma sambuddho Vidya charane sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Svatikato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko Ehipansiko upanayiko pancatang veditambo vimuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiti patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam taptari purisa yugani Anta purisa punggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo Pahuniyo Dakiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anutterang Punyat Kirtang Lokat Sadi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offering. Offering of light. Ganesarabh vidine dipene samadang sina Tilokadipam sambuddhang pujayami tamunudang. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yudpene dhupena hang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyam tang puja bhajana muttamam. Offering of flowers. Vanna gandhe gunopetang etang kusuma santatim Pujayami munim tatse siripade sarurune Pujemi buddhang kusumene nene Punyene medene labhami mokkham Pumpang nilayati yatha idammi Kayo tatayati vinasa Offering of water.
Adivase tunu bhante paniyang parikappitam anukampang upadaya patigan hatu uttame.
Offering of drink.
Adivase tunu bhante gilane paccayang imang anukampang upadaye patigan hatu uttame.
Worship of shrine.
Vandami diyang sabbang sampethani supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Next page. Gift of well-being.
Ijeva mancham namaste niyam namaste manu rate ande ananyam punyani sandang vipulang alantang tansanubhavi hatante rayo.
Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind is Adi. If one speaks or acts, it can be your mind. Suffering follows like the wind that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind is Adi. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, habit follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like relation in a moving car. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people to remove their impurities, as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened, and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Welcome all for our meditation session. So once again today we have another opportunity to get together and make a genuine effort to grow the goodness in us and then sharpen our awareness. So as human beings, we have so much potentials in our mind. We are capable of being wholesome, being positive, being compassionate, but we have it as a capacity. Like a seed, we need to grow it. Sometimes like plants, but we need to grow it. And in this practice of loving kindness meditation, we try to recognize that capacity and feel that capacity, and we will purposely grow it, cultivate it. At the same time, we also have the capacity, potential in our mind to be aware, to be clear. Although we are not clear most of the time, although we are clouded or deluded most of the time, but we have the capacity to be clear, to be aware, to discern. So for that, we need to also sharpen our awareness. So with the meditation on breathing, we will sharpen our awareness so we can maintain clarity in most of instances in our life. So rejoice. Rejoice that you have come here to upgrade yourself. Although there's no self to upgrade, but but you are here to move, evolve yourself and rejoice this decision that you made today. You could have been doing so many other things at this hour, but this effort is going to benefit you a lot and also benefit others who are with you a lot. So rejoice your decision, rejoice your effort, and then make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome space, this gathering, this guidance, and I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination strongly in your mind. I will give a genuine effort to follow these instructions and genuinely engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, adjust your body. Posture is very important for meditation. If you're sitting on chairs, try to keep your both feet even on the floor. Nicely, gently placing them on the floor, feeling them balanced. And try to keep your body a little bit upright. If you can create the inner arch of your lower back, that will be useful. In our lower back, we have lumbar curve. Try to create that to give you some stability. At the same time, make sure that your shoulders are not rigid. They are just relaxed and drop to the sides. The other important thing is to keep the chin straight, somewhat parallel with the earth. And keeping the chin straight will help you a lot to stay alert. Don't let the chin come down. And make sure that it's always straight and parallel with the earth. That will help you to stay alert throughout the session. And always check this. The place of the chin can tell you whether we are drifting or whether we are alert. So keep paying attention to the chin and make sure that it's straight. And having this nice posture, we will listen to the sound of the bell and to the chant. Throughout the bell and the chant, we will try to feel our body. Right now, we can feel where our body is touching. We can feel where our body meets the cushion or chair. We can feel the pressed muscles in our buttock. And we can feel our clothes in the upper part of the body. Gentle touch sensation with our clothes, around our neck, behind in the back. Just notice those subtle sensations. You can feel your palms, where they touch now. Feel the tips of your fingers, feel the warmth. And you can just keep paying attention to different parts of the body and use this sound of the bell and the chant to gather your attention and feel the body. Doesn't matter wherever in the body. You can even move from part to parts to the body. But stay in the body throughout the bell and the chant. Continue to be with your body. Just be with this body, paying attention to all the sensations available in the body right now. With this awareness of the body, we can relax our body. We can further relax our body. This is a good opportunity to give a chance to this body to completely relax. Release whatever tightness or tensions, even stiffness we may carry without knowing in different parts of the body. We will allow our body to fully relax and loosen up. We can use our breath to bring more relaxation to this body. You can gently lengthen your breath. Just take a slow, long breath without much force, but gently allowing more air to come to your lungs and taking a gentle, long breath. And release that breath very slowly, allowing your belly to drop, your chest to drop. Take another slow, long breath in, giving more lung air to the lungs, and releasing that air slowly, allowing any parts of the body to relax and release and loosen up. Take another slow, long breath in, and release that breath also very slowly, allowing the whole body to relax, to loosen up. Now we can just breathe normally and allowing the whole body to relax. We can let go of all the concerns. We are sitting in a very safe and friendly place. So we can allow our body to fully relax. With this relaxed body, let us now bring our whole attention to mind. We will let this body to rest at this posture We will let it to rest as relaxed as it can. And then bring our whole attention to our mind. Let us try to watch whatever thoughts, whatever memory that may come to our mind right now. We will have an open awareness, simply watching or noticing whatever thought or memory that will occur in our mind right now. We never know what would appear right now. We never know what would be our next thought. With curiosity, with openness, just keep observing, watching the thoughts or memories occurring in your mind right now. Without picking or choosing any one thought, just keep watching. Various thoughts randomly occurring in our mind. And instead of these random thoughts, now let us take the charge and purposely navigate or channel our mind to experience one of the most wholesome mental states. So while various thoughts can occur in the mind, we can also create thoughts. We can also generate thoughts. Let us use that capacity and purposely generate wholesome thoughts. This is a good time to make our mind as wholesome as we can. This is the conducive environment to make our mind so wholesome and so positive. Let us generate a wholesome quality in our mind, loving kindness. Loving kindness is the willingness for everyone to be well. Loving kindness is the genuine wish of well-being towards all. It is the friendliness towards all beings. It is the goodwill. We will now generate that goodwill, that friendliness, that willingness for everyone to be well. Let us bring that capacity out and manifest it right now. We all have this willingness in the deep in our mind for everyone to be well. We all have that friendliness, that goodwill, the deep in our heart. Let us now bring it out, manifest it. Let us open our heart, just like when we see a little baby. When we see a smiling little baby in front of us, a little baby with a gentle smile, how do we feel? Open your heart just like that, just like you are with the little baby. Or just like you are petting a puppy. kitten or any other little creature, how do you feel when you give a warmth and care to such a little creature? Open your heart just like that. Willingness to care. This is loving kindness. We will now cultivate this loving kindness. We will make it stronger and stronger. We can cultivate this loving kindness by making more and more wishes of well-being to everyone. We will direct this loving kindness to all people, all beings, and genuinely wish them well-being. We will start with ourselves before we wish all other people. We will start with ourselves, with this living being sitting here. Feel your presence. Acknowledge that I'm sitting here. And make a genuine wish for this person sitting here. Just like any other being, this person sitting here is also deserves this loving kindness. For a moment, we will be kind to ourselves. We will be generous to ourselves. Let us be gentle to ourselves. Removing all judgments about ourselves. Just treat you as one of the living beings and genuinely make a nice, good wish. In your mind, please repeat after me. May this person sitting here be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Again, repeat after me. May I be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us also direct this loving kindness to this body. This whole organism, this whole body sitting here has helped us a lot to live this life. We will direct this loving kindness to all these organs, all these systems of this body. All these sense organs, our eye, ear, nose, tongue, skin, all these sensory organs help us a lot to experience this world. We'll make a nice wish to all these sensory organs with deep appreciation and say these words in your mind. May all these sensory organs be well, be healthy, be healed. May these lungs, the whole respiratory system, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digestive system, the stomach, liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digestive system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, the whole genitourinary system, the whole pelvic region be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, middle brain, frontal lobe, the whole nervous system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this whole body, from the top of the head all the way to the tips of the toes, all these muscles, all these bones and joints be well, be healthy, be healed. We have allowed this loving kindness to go through all the body, letting this intention of loving kindness to heal the whole body. We will now expand this loving kindness beyond ourselves to everyone else. We will wish the same well-being to all others. How good if all other people, if all other beings have some peace, some happiness, and some safety. We will generate that willingness and genuinely wish all other beings. First, let us wish for everyone sitting with us in this room right now. May all these friends sitting next to us, including these monks, just make a genuine wish for everyone sitting here. May all these people here be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond this room to all people living in this whole neighborhood. We were the people living in this whole surrounding area, no matter who they are. May all these people in this whole neighborhood be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let's keep expanding this wish as wide as we can. Let us embrace as many people as we can to our wish. All people are vulnerable to experience pain and suffering. We will wish everyone safety and well-being. We will think about people living far away, beyond this neighborhood, in all faraway cities, states, and countries. Let's genuinely wish for all people living in faraway places. Repeat these words in your mind. May all people living in the direction of my front may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living in the direction of my right, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living in the direction of my back, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living in the direction of my left, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let's keep expanding this wish far and wide, and even going beyond human beings to all other living beings. Expanding this wish, this loving kindness to all other living beings, all animals, and all other life forms. Repeat these words in your mind. May all animals, large and small, living everywhere, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all other life forms, whatever life forms there may be, every one of them, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. Rejoice, this loving kindness that is directing towards all living beings. This loving kindness has no limit. It embraces all beings. Limitless love, boundless loving kindness, Rejoice. Rejoice is wholesome state of the mind. This limitless loving kindness. With this rejoice, let us now gently shift our attention to our breath. We will enhance our peace, our calmness by simply resting with our breath for next few minutes. With the loving kindness meditation, we have developed the wholesomeness in the mind and also some peace and calmness in the mind. Let us now focus on that calmness, that inner peace, and we will deepen that peace by simply observing the breath. In this peaceful, calm moment, you can feel the air going through your nostrils. You can feel the cooling sensation in your nostrils. And you can feel the filling sensation in your lungs. And when you breathe out, you can feel the emptying of your lungs. And also the air moving through the nostrils and sometimes even touching our upper lips. Try to pay attention to all these details. Each breath is a new experience. Let us be with our breath for next few minutes. We know we have other thoughts or memories. Notice them, acknowledge them, and drop them, and come back to your breath again. Just do it again and again. Keep coming back to your breath, feeling it, being with it. These last few minutes, let us give our full effort to be with our breath. Gently rest with our breath and feel it as closely as you can. Be with your breath and rest with your breath. Dukkha pataja nidukkha bhayapatthaja nibbaya Sukhappathaja nisukha Hontu sabbepi panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation in our life. Deeply feel grateful to all great teachers, enlightened masters in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Feel grateful to anyone who helped your meditation practice tonight. Let us even feel grateful to these non-living things which helped our meditation, including this chair, this cushion, this bell, and this device that helped you to connect to this meditation from home. With deep gratitude, Let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Can change your legs, stretch your legs. Okay, so any sharing of your practice? So any questions that you'd like to ask? Yes.
Hitting a moment where I'm about to, like I'm leaving, going away, seizing onto something. What's that about?
So you feel like you're like leaving, like beyond the body?
No, not leaving the body, just leaving me.
Mm.
And then something almost like fear.
Mm. Definitely, when we do this meditation, we, like even like loving kindness, we just, try to manifest this, the wholesome quality in us. And then particularly, and also when we are doing like breathing meditation, like being in the awareness, like observing everything, definitely it will kind of shed off the, the whatever concepts, whatever habits that we identify ourselves as I. So definitely like bringing us away from our usual, our usual, identification with, so it is really like a practice of shedding off. So how good, right, if we can shed the old stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of gradually, kind of removing, the habits, patterns, that we usually identify as this is me, this is my nature. So we are kind of reducing them and shedding them off. And it should feel very liberating, but because of our so much of identification, so much of attachment, and sometimes we may feel like, oh, where I'm going, so we may have that, like coming back. But I think that's normal, I mean, maybe there'll be a time that we are completely okay to shed off. But because whether we like or not, we have to shed off. So if you have some experience right now, right from there, it will be much easier when you're actually shedding off. Yes.
Something that you said to me some time ago. Let go or be dragged.
That is actually a Zen saying. And there was a Chinese master, I don't remember the exact name. But, yeah, I think that's a good, maybe Bhante, we can write it something like that. Let go or be dragged. Because being dragged can be so painful. Let go can be so liberating.
I have a question.
Yes, yeah.
What's the best way to respond to conflict and confrontation in day-to-day life with loved ones, with strangers? Really
Yeah,
relearning.
yeah,
to
exactly.
respond.
Particularly during this time, like, the politically volatile period,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, all of you to have a thought about, and maybe once you just, let me, say, personally, I like how you handle, because we are living in a very, protected environment. All the people, of course, sometimes we have to confront, too, but to deal with confrontations, arguments, I think one way actually to, like give up this very need to be right and give up this very need to maybe correct others' opinion and value our peace and our well-being more than teaching or correcting others' viewpoints. And sometimes there can be a point that you try to show your point of view, and then and even like other people are accusing wrongly, and you try to show the other side. Sometimes they may hear, and if you think that they are not really getting it, and don't try. At least at that time, maybe you can come back later. Yes, can come back later, but at that time, let him think think that I'm such a bad person. That's okay. I can fix it later, and don't try to correct it right there. And so we choose between being right and being happy. Right? And so I'd like to hear from you. And
With your family, don't like they confrontation on right away. Do not respond back with the same uh, feelings that you're feeling that they're making you feel. Get out of that negative habit loop. Be the to it. That's the important things, and never respond out of anger or resentment. It's just and most importantly, don't try to make them feel the way that you think they're making you feel at that time.
This is a very important issue because it occurs all the time. Throughout the day, we're encountering people. So Buddha taught attachment to views as a great downfall.
attachment to
Attachment to views.
views, opinions, ideas. Yeah.
So many of our views probably have to do with they're going to produce much benefit. And my teacher, Geluk Rinpoche, taught whatever avoid and anger. Those two emotions are going to always produce negative results. Like anything else in Buddhism, it's about changing who you are, more than change anybody out there.
I mean, let's talk to everyone. Yeah, talk to everyone. Yeah.
I think going off of that I love being understood and I love understanding other people. And so when there's conflict, wanting to understand what's underneath, why the person is saying what they're saying, rather than the thing they're saying. And that doesn't mean, for me, that doesn't mean that you have to feel like, oh, I think you're doing this because when you were a little kid, this thing happened. But having a lot of compassion for whatever place that might be coming from and trying to see beyond the moment and hold in mind what you want in the long term for your relationship, which can be really hard and times.
So even though the person is shouting at you, you try to develop some empathy and compassion, right?
It's never just,
Because, yeah, because that person is in pain, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
it's right, it's driven by something else. People are expressing anger, but afraid, or they're uncomfortable in some way. And so using empathy to see past the anger to what is really hurting them
Great.
can
That's a great point.
engender empathy.
Because an aggressiveness, anger can always be an expression of, inner weakness or fear or pain. So be skillful, as you say, pass through the aggressive, behavior, to pass through and see crying, painful, innocent person behind that. That's difficult, but we can train our mind to do that, yeah.
I think that goes for the person honking at you also. Maybe that's a good start.
The first thing that came up for me was offer the victory to them. Offer the victory to them.
Them,
Or like sometimes I just say, okay. Or my husband's like yelling at me or whatever, I just say, okay. And then he doesn't, there's nothing to do with that.
There's no way to continue the confrontation.
Exactly. It kind of ends there.
But if it's a real issue, like it's something that we'll have to resolve.
Oh, then I go back to it later.
Yeah, that's being skillful.
Or, I'll say, the other night when we were discussing blah, blah, blah. Well, what about blah? What about this perspective?
You'll be more receptive to your point of view, different, right? Yeah, different time.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Mm.
So you might as well say, okay. But I don't go to that one.
We just need the peace.
I was in a hotel, and we stayed in this hotel all the time. And I would always go out this back door. Well, they put an alarm on it, and I didn't know. And the guy comes running out, yelling at me, the alarm, and then we awaken everybody up. I'm just like, I'm sorry. And that was the end of it. And he was an Indian guy. He kind of knew what that meant. I never went out that door again.
Okay, so thank you for your contribution and thank you for the question that opened up and a lot of sharing. I selected a quite profound topic to talk about. I don't know whether we have enough time to talk about it. Maybe we can start, continue the discussion next week too. It is related to what you're talking about, but this is like main quite profound statement of the Buddha, and we can think about, we can reflect, we can maybe argue, about because Buddha was always focusing about how we construct our world. So there's a particular discourse called the all. The Buddha said, I'm going to tell you what is all. How good if you can know the everything, right? All. What is all? Like, animate, inanimate, near and far, and big and small, and it's going to talk about all. So the monks were so excited. Okay, we want to know all. So please tell us. We are ready. We really want to know all. And this is what the Buddha's explanation of the all. Not that long. What is the all? Simply the eye and forms, ear and sounds,
nose and aromas, tongue and flavors, body and tactile sensations, and mind and thoughts. This is what I call the all. So simply put, what we mean by the all are the sensory organs, including the mind, and respective sensory data that we can capture through our sensory organs. So what we call all is actually our sensory organs and our sensory data.
I was gonna ask about the five khandas. Is it kind of related to that?
Yes. Yes. This is the beginning point of constructing the five khandas. Yeah. But this is a quite radical, step to say, what we mean by all, what we mean by actually our sensory organs and what comes to our senses. Can we agree with that? Is that all?
That's all you can pay attention to in the present moment. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters, right? Yeah. Yeah, definitely that's all matter what is, what we are dealing with. But actually this also even go beyond that, to say that like what we imagine as the world, usually we imagine the world as something that existing outside of ourselves. That's how our normal understanding of the world, right? Things exist. We see the world is something that is existing outside of ourselves. We are on this side and the world is on the other side. Right? Yeah, but what they say that actually what is really happening here is actually the world that as we experience is actually partly constructed by ourselves, because it's the sensory capacity that we have it can determine in what kind of world that we experience. Because our eyes have certain capacity, and so it can see things that is the eye is capable of. Our ear, our nose, our tongue, and our taste, and our smell, our tactile sensation, and of course the mind is the important part here, because all these senses can only give us very basic rudimentary data, but it is the mind that formulate, organize, and construct the kind of world. So the mind play a very important role here. So of course today we talk about the world, based on what science, maybe what the discoveries have taught us, and if they, ultimately we are hearing them through our ear, we are seeing them with our eyes, and then we are thinking them through our mind. So the world we experience is actually partly constructed by our sensory organs. And let's say if we had different sensory organs, not this one, maybe we had additional sensory organ. Maybe we had different capacity of our sensory organs. We will experience a whole different world. For example, like butterflies can see ultraviolet, like birds can see ultraviolet, right? Open their eyes, what they are seeing. When we open our eyes, what we see. When a dog opens his eyes, what he or she see. Who is correct? No, you can be very anthropocentric and say that as humans we observe the world more correctly. It all depends on our sensory capacities. We can't say, of course, butterflies see more colors. In that case, they should be more correct than us. But can we really say that, that being creatures experiencing world more than us? We can't say that, right? is all based on our sensory capacities. So I always imagine that if we had a sensory organ that can see all the waves of our cell phones, what do you call them? Microwaves? Huh? Microwaves. Let's say if we had a sensory organ that we can see the microwaves, what would be the world for us? Wireless, right? And that, when you open our eyes, what would be the world? Because we don't have that sensory organ, we experience the world this way. So all conditioned by our sensory capacities. So what we attach as the world, or what we, reject, or maybe what we, what we get angry, or maybe what we hate as the world, is actually partly constructed by ourselves, our sensory organs.
Yeah, according to this discourse, Bhante, just only the I, whose this I phone is not mentioned, not only for human, right, Bhante?
Exactly, yeah. Yes, that's a good point, Bhante. It can be for any being. Yes.
Maybe this is one of those questions where the Buddhists don't worry about it, but in Buddhist thought, is there still an objective, I guess, reality outside of our sensory organs?
That's a big question,
Yeah,
Bhante.
maybe it's one of those things
Yeah, Bhante Metta wrote a dissertation on a Buddhist concept of atom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at the end of dissertation, he's arguing that there's no atom. His argument is going more closer to the point of a subjective view of the world. That doesn't mean that there's nothing else of outside. Of course, there should be, some causes and conditions that make this experience possible. But that is not what we see, right? And that's not that important either.
It's a lot of that in the.
And the other important thing is actually, then would say that because our sensory organs, our capacities, our sensory organs, and our mind capacity to organize and conceptualize, and this is what construct our experience. But all these sensory organs are changing. They're not permanent. Aging and changing. Yeah. Aging, and then therefore, our construction of the world that we experience, it can change. And of course, one good example would be when sometimes when people get COVID, they lose their ability to taste, right? So everything and when you eat these things, you have the same tongue, same food, but you experience, that's different world, right? So when the sensory organ changes, our world changes. So I think Buddha is pointing out to that, that changing impermanent nature, and encouraging us not to be fooled by what we see, and not to attach what we see, because those things do not exist as we see them, as we experience them, and we are the creators. At this part, that's why it's partly creators, because there could be some elements that make this experience possible. We are partly creators of that, the world that you're experiencing.
We add things to it.
We organize it, we are the one who put it and make it as an object. Our sensory capacities, our mind is the one that bring those conditions together and make it an object, a sensory object. Yes, Dan.
These are probably two questions that the Buddha would have rejected too. What saves, what prevents the Buddha's position from being complete relativism? And what distinguishes the Buddha's position from solipsism?
From
solipsism.
What is solipsism?
I only know, all I am aware of is what I'm aware of. That's what, and the argument is that precludes communication and learning about the world and blah, blah.
What it changes from relativism, like maybe like even we can say that idealism, like only I exist, and whatever the other people, other things is only my experience, and nothing exists outside of my experience. So that's not the Buddhist position.
Yeah, you keep saying that we partly create.
Yes, yes.
So who's the other part?
Yeah, you can ask from Bhante. For great elements, right?
Yeah, ultimately, if we go to see it with atom or something else like that, it's not actually a scientific atom. If we observe scientifically with using a very technical, what you call Bhante tool, a very subtlest particle, that is also made of these four elements. Therefore,
because
if something
four elements,
four,
like
four great elements, water element.
Yeah,
the
we call earth, water, fire, air,
Yeah.
which they stand for solidity, liquidity, the air and temperature. It's a very rudimentary, basic, facts, basic, elements.
Yeah. For Nancy, if we add something for these four, like a recipe, like a recipe to make a curry or something like that. So when you go to what our friend said, Bhante, attachment of view, something like that. Because we are living in a constructed world already now, based on our own experiences. Now you see me, right? Earlier this is Bhante Metta and so on, right? If you see a stranger, a new person here, but this is a human guy or something like that, you have some kind of previous experiences already to understand, to know something else, right? So that's basically what we experience. So a mind, but I think the mind thought, we have a capacity of, very simply we can say memories, very simply. To understand a color, to smell or something like that when you go to the sutra also. When I ask somebody else, some expert monk, Bhante, if we see something, if we experience very new thing, then
For the first time,
we have never experienced something like that, any object. How we come to knowledge, how we understand that, how we recognize that.
we use another familiar concept.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you Google something, right? You mistakenly you type something else, but Google gives you so many suggestions.
So I remember, one professor was telling that, his children grew up in the U.S. and then they were around horses, and so then they visited Sri Lanka during their vacation. So these children, for the first time, saw different animals, but they haven't seen those animals. I think burro, like donkeys. They haven't seen those animals in their life. As soon as they saw this donkey, the children started to shout, horses, horses, horses. And then parents say, they are not horses. Okay, yes, they look like horses, and now who they are. And then they taught them these are called donkeys, like horse and small size, this one. So they use their available concept to recognize it, and then in the process they will modify it as a different kind of process. So that is how we,
Yeah.
So it's very rarely we experience anything new in this world. Yeah. But anyway, I think what Srila Buddha wanted to help us with this understanding is that when you develop attachment, or when you develop resentment, and what we are really doing is actually we are attaching, or we create resentment not to the kind of world exists out there. We are doing it to the world that we partly create. When you realize that, you lose that interest. You lose the very need to be hateful or to attach, because
There's a whole political dimension to this.
Mhm.
The attack on CRT, social constructivism, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
social construction type, forgive me.
Our reality is socially constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not individual, right?
Yeah. But, that means reality is a bit fluid and flexible and it can change and people are afraid that the world might change and don't want to see it as flexible and immutable.
But that's the nature, right? Yeah. Our sensory organs are changing, and whatever that's creating a foundation for our sensory organs, maybe 4 elements, they are also changing. So we are not living in a fixed world, actually.
Patterns.
Pattern?
Patterns, like I was hearing Ajahn Suna say, we have fingerprints that they change in size and your skin's always flowing up. You still have the same patterns, like a stream, but patterns in the stream. You know, there's still patterns.
So some
it's always changing.
Changing, yeah.
That's still strange.
So Buddha taught the middle path. When we think of the phenomenal world, think of it as permanent and fixed would be a mistake, but to think of it as not there would also be a mistake. So the doctrine of emptiness or dependent origination sheds light on the idea that the phenomenal world is there, but it's not there in the fixed sense we often mistake it to be. You know, one thing is dependent on something else, which constantly changes and is constantly in flux, as was mentioned.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not there absolutely, it's only there relatively.
It's there, depending on our sensory capacities, and so there's a different level of existence to it, not the way we think it exists, but it appears as depending on so many other
It's
things.
solid to us, but we know the molecule, like the Buddha statue, that looks like a solid object, but it's really the molecules in there are constantly moving, and someday it'll.
It's a verb.
It's a verb.
It's a verb.
It's a verb, not a noun.
That's kind of like what Bhante Mehta's paper was. It sounds like was kind of getting at is quantum, and they go further than that. So yeah.
So I think, thank you for bringing that out, because, we need to accept, the reality of that experience too, it's not completely invalid. It has some validity to some level, even social constructivism, even the very common convention that we have has a valid, for example, money, this paper, and it can do things, right? There's a reality, and so but this whole convention, right? And that paper does not, if you think about, the $100 bill, that particular bill has, I don't know if they really value $100, and it's simply a piece of paper, right? But when we have this convention and all this other system, it has a value, it can do things. So it has some reality, but not the kind of ultimate kind of reality.
Yeah. So there's a question from, I think maybe from Nick.
Oh yeah. Thank you for the question, our people who are joining from YouTube. Is the subconscious mind a factor in our sensory perceptions? Yes, exactly. Yeah. Definitely, not only our, most of the time we thought our in Buddhism, we don't have a term for subconscious mind, but there are tendencies in our mind which are not fully conscious. We are fully conscious, and definitely Whenever we encounter something, there are so many unconscious, patterns decide, how we perceive it, whether we will be afraid of that person or we will be. So a lot of unconscious, a whole process going on at the unconscious level or subconscious level. Definitely, that's a good point. We don't purposely create our world all the time. No, I mean, there's also unconscious patterns working without our knowing. And through meditation, we can become conscious of them. Yeah, that's the part.
Storehouse consciousness. Would storehouse consciousness be equivalent to?
Yeah, the collection of all those patterns. Yeah.
That'd be equivalent to the unconscious in the West.
Maybe, yeah. But the only difference will be because those unconscious things can make it to conscious, can bring it to conscious level in the Buddhist practice. Yeah. Sorry, it's a profound topic. Maybe we can continue our discussion later. I was afraid, whether I would be even have a meaningful conversation, but I think we did. Yes. So thank you. Let's the other again. So let's move to the other part of the program and page number 14. It is time that we share whatever goodness we generated right here with all the others. We want to share all the goodness, whatever good thing we have, we want to share with all other living beings. Today, coming to this practice and doing this practice together, we generated so much of goodness, we cultivated wholesomeness, and we also generate a lot of good karma, good merits in our heart. Let us now share this wholesomeness, this good karma, good merits with all other people, all other beings. First of all, let us recall to our mind our departed family members, relatives, ancestors who loved us so much, who are no more with us today. Let us think about them with gratitude and share these merits with all of them. May they share our merits. May they be benefited from these merits. May they be well and happy wherever they may be. Idang mi ñātinam hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinam hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñātinam hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any living being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Etavadācayamhi sambetam punya sampradam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe sattva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be healed. For the blessing service, you are so lucky because I am going to invite our masters to come here and do the blessing for you. So we will invite Bhante, if you're not here. So we will arrange 2 chairs. So we might move
These shares, Monty? These shares with us?
Yeah. Well, our masters are going to read the chant today. Okay. So you have a special wish for them? Yeah? Yeah. So I asked, do they have a special wish for you? And they say good health and good luck. So they will chant, and we all will join the chant, and wishing you all good health, as Bhante mentioned, and peace. And this is a special moment. We will chant the Loving Kindness Sutra, and our masters are going to chant that, focusing on you, wishing you peace and happiness and strength and courage to overcome difficulties in your life. May you be blessed with mindfulness, be blessed with wisdom and patience to go through difficulties in your life and overcome them all. And for that, may you have good health, strength in the body and mind, and may you have clarity in the mind. You can also bring to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with. Your family members, your friends, people who are sick, just bring them to your mind and share these blessings with them too. Especially today, we want to extend these blessings to Melissa's mom, who is just recovering from the surgery we just had yesterday. So we wish her smooth recovery, strength in her body, and healing. So we extend these blessings to Mother Menstruator, wishing her good health, and all of others that you have in your mind. May you all receive these blessings. May you all be well, happy, and peace.
Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තම් පදං අபிසමෙච්ච සක්ඛෝ ජෝච සෝජෝච සුවචෝ තස්ස මුදු වනති සන්තුස්ස කෝච සුභරෝච අප්පකිච්ඡෝච සල්ලෝක උත්තේ සන්දෙන්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අප්පගබ්බෝ කුලේසු අනනුගිද්දෝ නච කුද්දං සමාචරේ යේන විඤ්ඤෝ පරේ උපවදෙය්‍යං සුඛිනෝ කේමිනෝ හොන්තු සබ්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා ඒකේති වාන තසාවා තාවරාවා අනවසේතා දීඝාවා යේ මහන්තාවා රස්සකානු කටුලා දිඨාවා යේව අද්දිත්තා ඒත දූරේ අවිදූරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සබ්බේ සත්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතත්තා පරන්නි කුබ්බේත නාති මඤ්ඤේත කත්ත කිනං කන්ති භාසනා පටික සංඥානාඤ්ඤ මඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ මාතා යතානියම් පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත මනුරක්ඛේ එවම්පි සබ්බ මාන සම්භාවේ අපරිමාණම් තංච සබ්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සම්භාවේ අපරිමාණං උද්දං අදෝච තිරියන්ත අසංබාධං අවේරං දිත්තං චරං නිසින්නෝ ආසයානෝ ආයාව තත්ත විගත මිද්දෝ ඒතම් අදිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමා දික්ඛින්ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ මේසු විනේය ගේදං නහි ජාතු සීයං පුනරේති තේන සච්ච සුද්ධිතේ හෝතු සබ්බදායි තේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන හෝතු සබ්බදායි තේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සුද්ධිතේ හෝතු සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සබ්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ තන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සබ්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සබ්බ දේවතා සබ්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ.
Let us spend a moment of reflection. Record your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during your past few days. Think about your yesterday, or maybe a few days ago. Did you get a chance to be kind to someone? Did you get a chance to help someone? Or maybe share something with someone else? Just recall to your mind an actual incident in which you were kind to someone. Let us rejoice these opportunities to be kind.
On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, and glad to share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pains. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now record our mind whatever help or kindness we receive from others. During your past few days, you should have received some kindness, some help from others. Remember an actual incident that you received some help or kindness from others. And let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day, or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others, with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so now you can come to receive blessing strings from our masters. So you can have two lines, this line and this line. And they will tie the blessing strings. And I want to thank everyone who joined our YouTube. Really appreciate your nice comments and your questions, and appreciate your commitment to practice at home, which is not easy. And thank everyone who joined our YouTube. And we look forward to see you next Sunday. And this Sunday is our Thanksgiving gathering on 20th, and so we are looking forward to have you all. If you come, please go to our website, or you may have received email. You can let us know your participation, your sign up, so we can prepare Thanksgiving lunch, not dinner.
What time is it?
11 o'clock.
11.
Yeah. So Nancy, do you like to
Yeah,
like,
you're coming, definitely sign up so we know if you have enough food, and you can sign up to bring food. There's a list of different things. I haven't checked it lately, but,
so there's I heard that there's no one who has signed up for pierogi. I was surprised that it was a Pittsburgh food, right? But no one has signed up. I don't know why.
somebody brought it up in the last meeting, so I
Yeah.
put it on the list.
Yeah. I mean, it's still we have a few more days,
Yeah.
someone will come up,
On the website, I don't think it tells you the time. Just so,
Oh, okay. I think maybe you are not in the email list. I can forward you the email. So please come to receive the blessing. You can come over.